What's up, folks? Trip Smith here on YouTube. In this video, I'm going to go over my top 5 favorite foods to take with me on a kayak camping trip or stand-up paddleboard camping trip. Really, that's kind of the same thing. One you're sitting down, one you're standing up. So, what are the top 5 foods and why do I like them? Now, this question comes up a lot. I see this in Facebook groups and in comments and emails and stuff a lot. So that's why I'm going to answer this today. What does it take for a food to get into my top 5 list? Well, there's a few different parameters that I like for the items to include some of these and maybe even all of these points. One is I want it to be pretty good for me. 2 is I want it to be fairly affordable. Number 3 is I want it to be easy to prepare. Number 4 is I want it to be easy to pack. I want it to be lightweight. Now, not all these things fall into all these categories, but they're all good in their own individual way. So let's go over those 5 favorites. First up, and probably my number 1 favorite, if you guys watched my videos before, you probably already know this. This is Packaged Gourmet's Dehydrated Meals. These are all pre-packaged, pre-done. Now, these may not be exactly the cheapest option, but I do think they are the best option. They're very high quality, very delicious.
That looks really good. Is that a Packaged Gourmet?
Another good one. Another good one. That was delicious. Thank you, Packaged Gourmet.
And they're just easy. Now, dehydrated foods, sometimes, or most of the time, you have to boil water, add the boiling water to these. But Packaged Gourmet, they have some meals that only require cool water. So you add 3 or 4 ounces of water to this bad boy, and you have yourself a meal in a little while without having to prepare any hot water. That is what I call easy. Now, these are also healthy. Now, they're lower in sodium than a lot of the different other backpacking dehydrated meal brands, and they have a lot of good nutrients and high in protein. That's what you want to look for. You want to look, a lower sodium, as low as you can get, and a high protein value. Now, they also have pretty healthy options in ways of, I'm kind of a diet, and I want to say diet, but I'm kind of a nutrition nut. I like to eat healthy and take care of myself, and so these are all the options that I chose are grain-free and dairy-free. So I think that's something that's just personal, but they have those options. They have really good options. Next up, something that I have had a lot of, not only on backpacking trips and kayaking trips, but also I used to eat this stuff back in college because it's so simple. So kind of funny. But you can take these Idaho Potatoes. If you guys have never tried these, you can find them at Walmart and stuff. It's basically, kind of like all natural instant potatoes, and they're just kind of dehydrated and put into a bag. You can just add water to this. They say you need milk and butter sometimes, but you can just add water and they still taste fantastic. It can even be cool water. Just once it soaks it up, it makes mashed potatoes. And I'm telling you, these things are delicious. I mean, some people probably have these for Thanksgiving. I don't know, I may have, but they're that kind of high quality taste, all right? And so you can take that, then you can add in any type of protein. I've taken a lot of cans of beans, tossed them in there, maybe a pack of hot sauce, and you've got yourself a pretty decent meal. Now, some other things you can spice it up with are going to be things like, say, some little full packets of Spam or something of that nature. Just some other way to get some good protein in there. So this is a pretty inexpensive and very easy way to do things. Like, you don't have to heat anything. As you guys can tell, I like it easy. I don't like to heat stuff if I don't have to. Alright, so we'll leave that right there for just a second. Next up is going to be a homemade dehydrated backpacking meal. Now, this one right here, I made this probably 3 or 4 years ago, and I keep these in my freezer, and so they stay good almost indefinitely. So what this one has in it, this has just some dehydrated ground beef, some dehydrated beans. I think there's dark red kidney beans and black beans in here. There's also some dehydrated onions and bell peppers. Then there's some instant rice put in here as well. So you can see this is a pretty small little meal here, and I'm talking, I can't remember how much protein's in it, but I'm thinking like 50 grams or something of protein is in here, and then some decent calories from the rice and stuff. So this is a really good, really inexpensive meal, but it does take some prep time and stuff to create these things. But you can create a bunch at one time and you have a lot. You can get yourself a dehydrator and just do it all over the course of a few days and create these meals, which I did years ago, and I still have some. I probably made a dozen meals. So, really can save a lot of money, and nutritionally wise, you can make it however you want. You know exactly what is going into these, so you're not getting high sodium, you're not getting all the other maybe stuff that I don't know if they put into it, but You never know what they're putting into food these days, so you can really control what is going into your body with this. And also, if you want to, you can just dehydrate some meat and add it to your Idaho Potatoes, and you've got a pretty darn good meal there too. That, packet of hot sauce, you're ready to rock and roll. All right. Next up is something that I've heard about for a long time. You know, a lot of people doing this and stuff, but I've never actually done it until this past trip when I went and slept on my paddleboard floating in the water overnight. I actually brought some frozen bratwursts with me. You know, they were frozen. I put them in a little lunchbox cooler, brought them with me. They were thawed by that first evening, and I put out my little Grill Put Quattro grill, tossed these on the grill along with some delicious blue crab that I caught, and I had brats and crab for supper. You talk about a delicious meal on the beach. Oh, that was freaking awesome. So expect that adventure coming really soon. I just had to spend about 8 or 9 hours editing it, but I'm getting on that right after this video. This is a very good option. You could do this, you could do steak, you can probably do chicken or whatever, you know, kebabs, or I don't know, you could do a lot of things. But, you know, just go to the grocery store, pick up something fresh like a pack of sausage, some boudin, or, you know, whatever you like. Just grab it, freeze it, bring it with you, and toss it on the grill. Get yourself a little grill. You can throw all kinds of different stuff on. Fresh meat is always kind of good. And speaking of fresh meat, probably this might actually be my favorite thing to do, favorite thing to eat when I'm out there. That is catch my food. Like, I like to catch crab, which is what I mostly catch because they're not very smart animals and they're pretty easy to catch.
Oh, he's not too small. He's too tasty.
Sometimes I'll catch fish, but not very often. But if you can catch your own food and cook it, that is super delicious. I love doing that, and that's probably the most healthy thing you could do. So that's probably number 5. Now, number 6, a little bonus here. Now, this isn't necessarily a meal, but it probably is my favorite thing, and I eat a lot of this, not only when I'm kayak camping, but every day, and I usually have it, but I've eaten all mine, and I ran out of ingredients. I'm waiting on it to get here from Amazon. It'll be in the mail tomorrow, and I'm gonna make another batch. Is my homemade energy bars. I would call these protein bars, but they're not super high in protein, but they're really good calories, really good fillers, and I make them out of dates, pitted dates, and almonds, and coconut flakes, and I'll put some cacao in there, which is just like straight chocolate, like a healthy chocolate with no sweeteners or anything. And maybe I'll put some dehydrated bananas in there, just mix it all up, and also a scoop or 2 of chocolate protein powder. You're talking about a delicious candy bar that's not really candy, but it's actually really good for you. That is a great option. I eat these things all the time. I'll put them in my big old blender and I'll make it. I have a video on it if you guys want to check it out. I'll put a link to it below. You guys can make your own energy bars, but I'll make these. I'll make a big old slab of this, whatever, this bar, just this big dough, and I'll cut it up into different bars, and it is so good to eat it all the time. I've got a lot of people hooked on them, and people are just making them everywhere, and they're very delicious. Granted, they weren't my idea. I got the idea from actually one of you guys. Made the comment, said, you should try to make your own energy bars, Trip, and I did it, and I freaking fell in love. So I'm making them all the time. Everyone's eating them. I'm giving my kids, everything. So delicious, so healthy, better than the other energy bars, stuff you can get out there, which have all kind of stuff in it that you don't want to know what it's doing to your body, but you should. But I'm not going to go into that right now. So basically, those are my top 5 with a bonus little foods to take out when you go out there to have fun. Because, you know, when you're out on your adventures, you need some good, healthy food to keep you going. Because if you're like me, you stay pretty active out there. You're always doing something. So you need some good food, some good fuel sources to keep you going, all right? So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you would, leave a comment below of what your favorite food is to take with you on your adventures, because I'd like to read them, maybe get some ideas, and everyone else go down there and read them too, and they'll maybe get some ideas, kind of play off things, and have some different things to try on their next adventure. So hey, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to sharing the next adventure with you guys, which I'm going to get to editing pretty soon after this video. So look forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun. I also have a lot of good stuff in the pipe, coming down the pipe for you guys that I know you're going to enjoy. Alright folks, so take care of yourselves, get out there, and God bless. And I'll see you in the next adventure. Coming soon. Alright folks, see ya. Thanks for watching. Oh, by the way, this is the second time I filmed this. I'm doing a new video app on my phone, because I'm filming almost all my videos on my phone now. It's so awesome. And my little app, I just filmed this like 30 minutes ago. Put it on my computer to edit it, and it was done in like a time lapse. So I'm learning, but this is awesome. You need to film with your phone. Almost everyone has a phone they could film with. Make a video. Just do it. Okay, there's my little inspirational thing. Make a video of your next adventure too. All right, see ya. I gotta go.